Go children home. Oh, to Zion. Oh, wanna go home. Oh, to
Roots Connections on Q, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. every other Wednesday.
Good evening, Dominica. A pleasant good evening to you, and welcome to another episode of Roots Connections on Q, right here on Q95, the big station. So wherever you're joining us from, it is wonderful to be in your company for another episode of Roots Connections. As you already know, this is our number one program for navigating a world where change is the only constant, where we feature the change makers in our community, the visionaries among us who are not sitting by the sidelines talking about what we need to do or what we ought to do, but instead they are on the front line, are walking the talk and showing us what happens when we all turn that passion that we all have for Dominica into action for the development of our country, our region, and our people at home and around the world, despite all the challenges and obstacles that we face. Because as we continue to witness, the world around us continues to quickly change. So here on Roots Connections, we are committed to looking at, we are committed to engaging our visionaries as we explore topics such as the changes we are concerned about, the changes we should be taking advantage of, as well as the changes we need to make in order to move our region and our people forward. So this evening is no exception. We have a wonderful panel of guests here for you. And this evening we are looking at the Dominican Diaspora Arts and Crafts 4th Annual Expo out there in New Jersey. And we are looking at beyond remittances and the barrel economy, how the Dominican Diaspora continues to invest in the development of Dominica. So today we're very happy to be joined by the founder and the organizer of the event, Mrs. Marceline Edwards. We are also joined by, let's see who we have, Fanelia Keynes, a small business entrepreneur. We have Miss Shanna Joseph, who owns a farm in Florida and brings to the expo the aspect of market day with a difference, with the production of fresh fruits, freshly squeezed cane juice, and even plants, among other things. And then we also have someone who's no stranger to me, my former neighbor out there in Bathurst in Dominica, Miss Kathy Robinson, and she will be presenting on health and wellness. So again, everyone, welcome to Roots Connections. It is great to be here with you for episode number 91 of Roots Connections, and I am your host, Dr. Simone Matthew. And let me just go ahead and apologize. Our last program, unfortunately, got canceled the day of the program because our guest had some last-minute emergency travel, so he was unable to join us, but he will be rescheduling pretty soon. You know, I take this program very seriously. And then May 12th was also our anniversary of Roots Connections, where we celebrated 4 years. So 4 years of being on this journey with you, and it has been a wonderful journey. I've amassed an incredible database of Dominicans and friends of Dominica who are ready to invest in Dominica. And as a matter of fact, I just recently did an interview for PhD students, and that is what she was looking into, how the diaspora can invest in the sustainable development of Dominica and the Caribbean region. So you can tell I'm very excited. I'm very happy to be on this journey with you. So let's get the program off and running this evening as we ask our guests to unmute their mics and tell us a little bit about themselves. This being Roots Connections. What are your roots to Dominica? How are you connected to Dominica? So we will start with a lady who needs no introduction, Mrs. Marceline Edwards. Tell us a little bit about who you are and your connections to Dominica, and I'll go ahead and share the live to all my folks who are anxiously waiting. Marceline, over to you.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me this evening, Simone. A special good evening to you and your Q95 listening audience. Good evening, fellow crafters on this live panel, as well as other crafters who opted to be here but listening nonetheless, and all our patrons and friends connected by radio or Facebook. I want to say a pleasant good evening. Dominicans at home and abroad, bonsoir. Well, my name is Marceline Edwards again. I don't think I need an introduction, but I like to call my name since other people like to call it. So I like calling my name myself. So I'm a qualified life underwriter by profession and a small business entrepreneur, namely 767 Creations, ME, and founder of the Dominican Diaspora Arts and Crafts Expo based in New Jersey here, my home state. Of course, I am from that unique community of Concord, situated 10 minutes away from the Melvin Hall Airport, and the only community in Dominica with two different constituencies, that is Marigot and Salibia. So that speaks pretty much of my ability to embrace diversity and work with everyone, which is reminiscent to the strong culture of community spirit that I was raised with, which has contributed to my attributes of being a people's person. People, I always say, as an insurance agent, people are my raw material. You hear my voice, you know my name, you feel my energy. It is positive, it is impactful. So I am inspired by by virtue of the many years of experience as a life insurance underwriter and my civic and social engagements on various groups stretching from Dominica to the United States, which have solidified my passion to remain connected to my homeland, its culture, and rich history. So yes, that's me.
Yes. Thank you for being here, Marceline, with all your passion. Always wonderful to interact with you. Over to you, Kathy. Tell us who you are and a little bit about your connections to Dominica.
Good evening, Simone. Thank you for having me on your show. Marceline, thank you for inviting me. I'm Kathleen Robinson, and I'm not somebody who is ever at a lack for words, but I'm a little bit nervous tonight, and I don't understand why. I know. Thank you so much. Again, good night to everyone who's listening and who is going to patronize the Expo on June 7th. I would like to add a little extra permission from Marceline. It's Arts and Crafts Plus, because I'm into the wellness, and wellness is all encompassing. And as Simone mentioned in her email, talk about the Nature Island brand. And Dominica is all about Nature Island, is all about wellness. And I'm no stranger to the entrepreneur body in Dominica. I had my small business since 2009, and in 2016, 2017, I opened my own little collaborative wellness boutique. What's called Getaway Holistic Space for yoga, meditation, and energy balancing. But with the onslaught of Hurricane Maria and having migrated, I had to re-strategize and reorganize myself. So now I'm coming back up into this space into presenting and wellness in a bigger, broader package in terms of holistic health, wellness, well-being. I'm a certified yoga instructor, as well as social and emotional learning certified, and to also child and adolescent psychotherapy and emotional well-being therapy. And also getting national certified into also nutrition and the whole holistic certification for coaching. I practice mindfulness and wellness as a lifestyle. And before that, I like to say my past career, but there's nothing called a past career because everything comes together to form one with you. And that is where my strength lies in the intersectionality with as a quality system specialist. I work at the Bureau of Standards and as well as the DDA, where okay, let me blow my horn a little bit. I was the first officer at DDA to initiate the wellness, Dominica as a wellness destination. And so there is some footmark as well as I believe in a collaborative team spirit. And that's how I hold my business model as well, working together. All of us have so much to give. It doesn't make sense that we work separately. Nobody's taking anything away from you. Nobody's stealing anything from you. Instead, we're adding more value to the whole package and looking at it at an eagle's point of view. I have to give credit to Dr. Steve John, my boss at the Bureau of Standards, who, sometimes years after you look back and you said, yeah, that was a lesson learned there. And so I've also worked with the agricultural sector and as the standards officer for the agricultural sector at the time at the Dominica Bureau of Standards. I helped organize the Association of Small Agro Producers. So that collaborative spirit has been with me from a very, very long time, even through my family front. Simon, you know how we all grew up together as well. I'm going to take that little piece home. Family is important, and if we're expanding it with my siblings, both my siblings, we have a good relationship, and that's why I look at the broader picture. For us to develop and go anywhere, we have to have this collaborative thing. So thank you so much, Maslin, for having me and for having this. Kudos to you. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Kathy. Fanilia, tell us a little bit about you and your connections to Dominica.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Fanili Keynes, and I was planted in Warner, but transplanted to La Plaine, and that's where I've been from since I came until I came up here. I could say that I've always been interested in, I guess, crafting. As a child, I did a lot of crafting, and my creativity was always in me. And my sisters would often remind me about what I would do, how I would put on like games and stuff, and put on shows and what have you. Some of these things I don't even remember. But I remember when I was growing up, I would make like tablet to sell, on Sundays, and frozen joys and peppermint and what have you. So I guess I've always had that little niche for business. But growing up, I didn't realize that's what it was. And the owner of Nilia's Flair, I started my business in well, I've been doing it for a while, but officially business 2021. And I remember when Maslin called me up, and then she told me about the idea that the very first one that she was going to do this expo, and I was all excited, and she told me Dominican Expo. And I said to her, well, Maslin, if it's Dominican Expo, then we get to wear our warb, our cultural wear, because I love wearing our cultural wear. That's part of our culture. And then she was like, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not? Let's do it like that." And then we call it. We said, "Why don't we name it Dominican Artists and Crafters and what have you? To give it a nice twist to it." And it was really exciting. The first expo was really exciting. I have done this is gonna be my third expo. Last year I didn't do it because I was busy otherwise, but this year I was like, I need to do it this year, and it's getting big every year. And I have to say kudos to Maslin for putting that together. It's a lot of work getting everybody together. It's not easy getting people together, but she has a way of pulling you in.
I know.
And it's a really good thing, to be involved in. You get to expose your products and what have you. And in especially in our Dominican community, where people they don't know exactly what it is that we are doing. So coming together like that, is really important.
Yes, excellent. Thank you for that, Fanilia. Shana, over to you.
Hi. So my name is Shanna Joseph. I am from the beautiful, the gorgeous, the cleanest village on the island, from Calavishi. That's where my mom is from, and my dad is from Wesley. So I claim both Calavishi and Wesley. I'm the daughter of Francisco Wilson from Calavishi, and my dad, who resides in the U.S., is Jamal Joseph. So I'm both from both villages. I'm the owner of a few businesses. My first business is Glamorous Chicks Cosmetics, and I started it about 10 years ago. I left. I went through the system, got my master's degree in risk and marketing, and decided to leave corporate America. Started my business 10 years ago and have not gone back since. And then I started Glamorous Chicks Cosmetics, and have been running it for the last 10 years. And my latest has been Glamorous Acres Farms, and we've started it about 3 years ago. So Glamorous Acres Farm, it's a passion project for me. Growing up in the islands, I absolutely adored and love anything tropical. So give me a grafted mango, give me a sugar cane, give me a coconut. I love those. So in 2019, when I went home, I was supposed to stay home for about a week, and then turned it into a month because I just couldn't leave Dominica. And then my sister, who owns DreamWorks Trading, she's a huckster, and she a lot of farmers came to her business. Her business started at home at that time, so they were bringing mangoes, they were bringing coconuts, they were bringing yams and all that stuff. And it just made me feel so much at home. So once I left Dominica, I decided to go back up, and we bought a property in Miami, which is very much like the temperatures in Dominica. And then we started a farm, and we planted mangoes and sugar cane and guava. So that is the flair that I'm going to be bringing to the event on June 7th. We'll be bringing you guys grafted mangoes, we'll be bringing you guys guavas and sugar cane, and we'll be opening up coconuts, giving you guys fresh coconut water with sugar cane juice. So that that brings me so much joy, just connecting with my people and having them enjoy stuff that they have not enjoyed for years. Last year when we did the event, I spoke to some people, and they were like, I haven't had grafted mangoes in 10 or 15 years. So I'm so happy that you had it here. We're able to try it. So those are the things that make me happy. And that's what we will be bringing to the event. We'll be bringing all the fruits. Also, part of what Glamorous Acres Farms, part of what the things that we do, we also sell plants. So if you want to grow your own guava tree in your garage, I mean, I know New York City is cold, but some of my customers have successfully, I actually was speaking to somebody today. His name is Don. I don't know if Don, he's from my village, and he's ordered mangoes and guava and he called me today and he said, Shanna, I know you coming up, but we want some lemon tree. We want some fat pork tree because I know you posted some fat pork. I want some fat pork tree. My friend wants an avocado tree. So, guys, that is what we will
Yes.
be bringing to the
Yes.
expo.
So, so
Yes.
Yeah, so I think we can all tell how passionate Shanna is about the
Very.
expo and how everyone is. And this is the reason I named this program Roots Connections. It is so beautifully displayed here. And Berlin, I'm coming to you in 1 minute. Because again, no matter where we go as Dominicans, we always find a way to be rooted to Dominica. I always say, wherever you go, there you are. Whoever you were in Dominica, you're going to migrate, you're going to come to this country, and you're going to hang on to those values that you learned from being born and raised in Dominica. And in my mind, that is our greatest strength, right? The values, the work ethic, the family Kathy talked about the longing for our own foods, our own culture that we take with us. I'm very, very excited that we're doing this program. So, Verilyn, let me come over to you. And guys on the Facebook, thank you so much for being here. I can already see we're going to have a very engaging conversation on Facebook. We see Hetty Lawrence. We see Peter Thomas, Gail Bruni. Nice to see you. I'm assuming you'll be at the Expo. You're close enough. Jennifer Cluffy, Ricardo St. Amy, Kimi Alcendo, Apostle Adrian Banis. Mr. Banis, great to see you. Yeah, so guys, coming in on the Facebook, as you're coming in, don't forget to share the live. If you're on YouTube as well, don't forget to share that we are live here on Q95 Radio. So Verilyn, over to you. Just tell us who you are and your connections to Dominica.
Well, thank you for inviting me. And Miss Maslin, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for having me here tonight. I want to say it's a pleasure for joining. I had a little difficulty. I'm sitting in front of the computer since 7:30, and I'm just like, I don't know. But anyway, I thank God that you were able to fix it up for me. And my name is Verilyn Whelan, and I'm the co-partner with my husband, Jared Whelan. He's not able to be with me tonight. He's busy downstairs preparing in his lab, as we always say, the lab. So he's still working on stuff, the smoke stuff. So I am from Mero. He's from St. Joseph. And we moved here 2003. And we have been doing the hot sauce since 2009. We have about 7 flavors, and we will talk about that later. And also, we moved from here and we moved to upstate New York, where we have enough facility to be able to do the smoked meat. So we are engaged in doing the smoked meat for our people, and they are loving it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, back in Dominica, I served as a nurse. I was a nurse in the Princess Margaret Hospital. Then I moved down to my district in St. Joseph District. I worked in St. Joseph and in Cooley Street as well, Salisbury, the whole St. Joseph District. And then I moved here. I'm still working as a nurse, and I'm assisting my husband with his production.
Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you. So we have a lot to unpack this evening, guys. So again, thank you for being here. And we always like to start the program by praying for Dominica. So we continue to pray for the many challenges, the many obstacles that we face in Dominica. So again, if you're just joining us, you're listening to Roots Connections on Q. And this evening, we are very happy to be joined by the founder and the organizer of the Dominican Diaspora Arts and Crafts Plus. Kathy, I remember the plus annual expo, as we're looking at beyond remittances and the barrel economy, how the Dominican Diaspora continues to invest in the development of Dominica. And we're joined by a wonderful panel of ladies who are going to tell us all about the expo, what can we expect, and much more. So again, if you're listening to us on the radio and you're looking to see our faces, you're looking for the video of this program, you can jump on Q95 FM radio on YouTube and Facebook, as well as Push Past 10. So you can see the video portion and you get to interact. You get to be a part of the conversation in the comments. Don't forget to share the live. Don't forget to click the notification button to find out when we go live. Lambi, always great to see you. Thank you for being on the console, showing in the background. Mr. G, the Q95 family, thank you for allowing us to be here every second and fourth Wednesday of the month to have this program. So let's jump right into the conversation. And guys, on the Facebook and the YouTube, don't forget, if you want to be acknowledged for being here, simply post a comment. Just say where you're joining us from so I can see your comments and I can acknowledge you, as we see Mago La Rock has just joined in, Brown Rose, and my favorite person in the world, Mrs. Medina Senhouse, my mom. Good evening, Darrows, like she always calls me, and she's here listening. So guys, let's jump right into the conversation. So Maslin, I want to start with you as the founder of this expo. Just tell us, where did the inspiration for the expo come from? Why did you start this expo? And what is your goal for the expo? You're muted. Let me unmute you.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, you're muted. Go ahead.
Yes, that's a very interesting question, Simone. And I don't know if it was passion. I don't know what it was, but I know during COVID-19, when America was on lockdown, we were all locked in. There was nowhere to go. And it was boredom. People wanted to do things. And a lot of things were happening. New businesses were being formed right from the base of people's homes. So, being on lockdown, a lot of new entrepreneurs were born, a lot of new businesses. We saw a different, module of business. And once people started utilizing their lockdown time, I started thinking, what can I do? What can I do? Now, I am used to being very social because in this part of North America, I served on the Emerald Group for a number of years. That was the group that brought the Wob the Earth show to the platforms here. And I served for 7 years. And within that time, there were also other groups that, did a lot of different things for Dominica. So Jersey was, blooming with those groups. It was fully functional. So there was always somewhere to go. And because of that, that's what brought the Dominican people together. But when COVID-19 came, then everything shut down, everyone went away. So it was like, somewhere you're deep in the forest and you're hello, and you're not hearing anybody, but you're only hearing yourself echoing back. You're only hearing your own echoes. So I started thinking, what is it can I do? What can I do to bring out our Dominican people? What can I do to meet again as Dominicans? Because I love my Dominican people. As I said, I've always worked with my Dominican people, and my Dominican people are my raw material. What can I do? What can I do? And I got this idea was born. I say, okay, let me do something. But you know, Jersey had, barely started opening up, and we were still on the mask. Everybody was wearing the mask still because we just had no idea. We didn't what we know now. We did not know then. And then I said, let me put out the idea because places had just started opening up. I said, I want to do something because I need to see my Dominican people. I, I'm too lonely. We need to come together. So I did an ad and I put it out for the expo, and then persons just started calling me, and I did not even know that there were so many Dominicans doing so many things. That was when I came across Fanilia, and and they said I couldn't believe that she could make deodorant. I couldn't believe she could make bathroom and closet deodorizers. And I'm still wondering how the heck do you make those things? And persons just started calling in. So within the first year, there were 19 participants. And, of course, with TDN Radio, I will never forget TDN Radio. TDN Radio gave the expo wings to fly. And then before you know it, I was being called by DBS, by, persons were calling, persons wanted to do an interview with me. And I did not even realize what I had created until persons started calling and said, how did you think, about this expo? How do you think? And I realized that, I had brought our Dominican people together with their crafts, with their skills, with their products on one economic platform. One, it was social, economic, and cultural platform. And I must say that, I am a civic minded person. I have been engaged in different groups. I have always been doing things as from way back, Dominica. I have always been doing things civic mindedly. And so that really, gave me the zeal to go forward because I was used to doing, hosting fundraisers and not just fundraisers, but brunches with the Emerald Group right here on the 767 platform. So it was very easy because, I always say I am an open book. Anything for Dominica. If there's anything for Dominica, as long as I am well, I will go because I am deeply connected to Dominica and my Dominican people.
Right. Thank you, Martin. So what I want to do as we go around the panel is kind of just tell us more about your products and your services that you will be offering, and just as importantly, why did you sign up for the expo? So Kathy, let's start with you. You're muted.
Big bear. Thank you. I said, yeah, we started the plus, right? Marceline. So I am the founder and owner of Olive Tree Synergies LLC. It is a professional and personal services business. The other part of it, to the personal side, is Getaway Holistics. On the business professional services, so I am quality specialist. I specialize in quality systems and business process assessment. I see procedures and quality protocols everywhere I go. I also food safety risk assessment auditor. So in terms of HACCP and food safety risk assessments and development, so that's on the professional side. So for the food industry, persons who are, before you start doing food, you need to think of contamination. And you have to start planning to prevent contamination before you start doing anything. A lot of times we start from the back end and go back. So you wonder if it's the chicken making the egg or the egg making the chicken, or however it's going. But in food safety, you have to be able to analyze all your risk to be able to protect against them. So that is the business aspect. And for my people, because, it also takes a lot of work, I do business plans, but not for everybody because business plans is so consuming. On the health aspect, which is where I'm really contributing to the expo and partnering with Marceline. I went to the expo last year and I was blown. And I said, I am coming back next year and I am definitely bringing my daughter. So she's an artist, so I invested in her to come out as well. So we'll be having 2 tables, my health and she as part of the thing. So you can get on the Ash the Artist there. And so for well-being, I focus on youth, child, and adolescents up to the youth platform, talking about their mental health. I find that particular area is not as service as much as the adult women industry, which is extremely thriving. The adult wellness industry is very much focused on, and sometimes the children, we're not hearing them. So in terms of advocacy, I have a youth program, if we do that, the Youth Effect. And so it all comes down to bringing that business of wellness from the children, by extension, out to the family unit, because none of us is in isolation. So I do life coaching, I do energy balancing, we do social and emotional in terms of helping persons to understand, why do I behave the way I behave and what do I do to bring that more into focus. Now, my coaching is not therapeutic counseling, and there's a difference. If someone comes to me with trauma, I'm not a licensed therapist, I would refer them. So it's more about managing and coping skills and having a non-judgmental and confidential and safe space to speak about things that you would like, goals that you would like to develop in your life going forward. If it's a career change, a lot of us in our little parts in our life. We change careers and we do not know where to start. We do not know how to start. We want to lose weight, and sometimes you feel you want to do this, but you do not know how to do it. You know how to do it, it's in your head, but you do not know how to do it, if you know
Right.
what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And so a coach is really a journey associate. That's how I look at myself, a journey associate to help guide you, because the things that we do not want to acknowledge, we have all the answers we need inside of us. All I do is help you pull it out. You know
Mm-hmm.
what you want. It may be subconscious. There may be challenges and bar, barriers in your way. It's all about helping you to pull it out and to assess it, and how do we climb over it together. So it's about doing also events and holistic and well-being and mindfulness. I also
Mm-hmm.
do meditation. I'm also a meditation practitioner, trying to also break the stigma of what meditation is, because sometimes our Caribbean culture speaks to, when I started back in 2016, 2017, the taboo was, I don't want to do meditation because I'm emptying my mind and then demons enter. Well,
I've
it
heard
is
that.
it is so not that. And I have had simple exercises with people that have made them meditate and they don't even realize they're meditating. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
when you sit down and you use the word Jesus, for example, as a mantra, you are meditating. And meditation is not about freeing your mind, and that means that you're dead. Our mind is always in motion. It's about managing the thoughts, the
Mm-hmm.
flow of thoughts, and being in control of the flow of thoughts. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of time when you resist things, when you resist things, it comes onto you more pressurized. When you don't resist the thoughts, or you don't resist emotions. You embrace them, you acknowledge them, and you say, okay, 3-4 minutes, no, you can go, let it go.
Mm-hmm.
That's why for Getaway Holistics, my tagline is let go, embrace, and live. And so that you can live the life you enjoy and enjoy the life you live.
Mm-hmm.
Because what we have is what we have. And
Right.
as you mentioned, wherever you go, there you are. We cannot run
Amen.
away from ourselves. So we have to learn to live with ourselves, live with all the things that's going on within us, give ourselves grace, give others grace,
Mm-hmm.
compassion, and attention. And
Yeah.
this is what I will be bringing forth, especially on the youth side. I
Mm-hmm.
want to see more attention focused on youth health,
Mm-hmm.
especially in the juvenile justice area. I did also criminal justice, and I did focus on social justice and um, social justice and social welfare. And I am really, really interested in the juvenile justice reformation whole package. We have this OECS thing going on. And that is when I was home 2 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I started looking into that and how I can get into that and forming collaborative alliances with people both in the wellness space, in
Mm-hmm.
the criminal justice, the juvenile justice program space for young people, and helping everyone with young people have a voice.
Right.
Young people, they know what they want. They
Right.
speak a different language from us. We spoke a different language from our parents, who
Mm-hmm.
spoke a different language from their parents.
Absolutely.
Every generation has that. And for us to say, oh, these young people nowadays, we generalize them. And that's why on my platform at the Youth Effect, thanks to TD and Media again, who I met last year at the DA Expo. Um, so you see how it's just a linking and a
Yeah.
collaborative,
Yeah.
and up is up, and where we pull each other up. And give the young people a voice to show off who they are, their strengths, and how we can bridge that gap between the generations for us to understand them. And one of the
Right.
things I advocate for is for the older persons as ourselves to get young mentors. We speak
Mm-hmm.
so much about having proteges as young people, but we need them because this is their time. We
Right. Right.
say the young people live in the future. No, no, no. This is their time.
Mm-hmm.
And for us to be able to speak their language and work with them and guide them, we need to be able to understand their language.
Right.
And so it's a collaborative effect that's why I call it the youth effect, so that it can
Right.
ripple out. No one is throw a stone in the water, or you
Mm-hmm.
see the rippling effect, so it magnifies
Right.
out. That
Right.
is how I envision it.
Right, and
Um,
let me congratulate Massimo first of all for 4 years of success, but also for being mindful of bringing in the wellness aspect, which
yes,
is what Kathy would have been here. And I know for the last 4 years you've invited me to come, and the distance. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to make it. But that whole wellness aspect is so important right now, because even with my Push Past 10 program, and I like that you have a tagline, Kathy, because mine is take the limits off your potential. Because so many of us, we have those negative thoughts that are holding us back. And
yeah,
one of the things, right before I came on this program, I'm actually working with an NGO. So we meet every Wednesday for 5 weeks. And what we're doing is teaching our communities to live healthier lifestyles. And again, the importance of that goal setting that Kathy was speaking about, because many of us don't think of a healthy lifestyle as an
Yeah.
attainable goal. It's a goal that you're working on. A lot of us, we live this unhealthy lifestyles for many, many years, and then we want to change overnight, right? So the importance. So I want to really congratulate you, Martin, for opening up the expo, so that we're not just looking at arts and crafts and
Yeah.
produce, but we're looking at other areas as well that is integral to the development of the person. But before I come back to you, Martin, let's go around the room and hear from Fanelia, Verilyn, and Shanna. So Fanelia, tell us a little bit more about why you signed up for the expo and what we can expect from you.
All right. The reason why I signed up for the expo is because I want to bring my products out to the public. I mean, it is out already, but some people do not know what I'm doing. So this is one of the reasons why I think it's good that we participate in the expo, especially for Dominican community, because like I said, most of them don't know the products that we have. So what am I bringing to the expo? I'm bringing a line of products with no harsh chemicals, plant-based, naturally derived ingredients. Like I have deodorant,
Good. I'm happy you
and
brought it. Yes, very
so
good.
I have for adults and children. And I started. Why did I get into the deodorant? Well, the inspiration behind the deodorant was my son when he became a preteen, and his hormones were changing and what have you. And then of course, started developing his body odor.
Hmm.
And I'm protective of my son. I don't want people to say, "Oh, your son stink." We know how kids are at school. I don't want my son being ridiculed. So we tried everything. We tried the natural deodorant. It didn't work. We tried just plain baking soda under his arm. That didn't work at all. It gave him a rash. So I didn't. I was like, I need to do something for my son. Like I said, I don't want my son to be
I
ridiculed and what have
tried
you. So
Instagram, it didn't work.
after searching all over, and then I found a aromatherapy school online, and I registered, and it teaches you how to make natural products and what have you. They don't give you the exact step by step as to what to do, but then they give you some basic ideas as to how to go about doing it. So I enrolled. It was pretty costly, but I don't want to let I don't want to let my son I don't want to let my son down. So I started in that class and what have you, and then at the end of the program, you were supposed to create something. So my creation was a deodorant and what have you. And then when I made the deodorant was so hard, you could bust somebody's head with it. but but I didn't give up. I was like, since I have an idea as to percentage and what have you, because they teach you some of this in the class in the course and what have you. So I changed my percentage of this, change my percentage of that, and have you, and have a basic idea how I want it to feel and what and stuff. So I eventually formulated another one, and then I gave it to him to try, and 2 days passed, and we don't smell anything. I was like, oh, this is working.
Wow, wow,
so,
wow.
so I continue, reformulating or what have you, because although it was working, but it was a little rough on the skin for him. It was a little scratchy, and we didn't want that. So I reformulated it again. Then I gave it to him, and he did it, and working out and what have you. And not only, it protects the odor, but it was also, it had a nice glide to it, because you want a nice glide on your deodorant. You don't want it dragging on your skin.
Right.
So I did that. So so of course I started making a lot, and I gave them away to my friends, because I mean, how many deodorant can you use, because these last very long. So I'm like, how many deodorant can you use? So I started giving them away to my friend, give them away as gifts and what have you and stuff. And then they kept giving me this feedback. You need to put this out there. You need to put this out
Oh,
there. I'm like, you serious? I'm like, yeah. So eventually I started, selling it on the side. Then when that expo thing came up, I said, I had to be legit and what have you. So that's when I registered, as a business. My business name is Nelia's Flair. So I registered as a business and what have you, and that's how, this whole business type of thing coming. But before that, it was a hobby for me. It was just making things and giving it to people, household use and what have you. And that's what I did. But I'm telling you, when people use these deodorants, they can't stop using it.
Well, we already have someone on the Facebook Live. Kimi is asking, could she please post the deodorant name and where it is sold? So do me a favor, Afinilia, in the private chat area, can
Yeah.
you type the name of the deodorant and where folks can actually get
Okay,
their deodorants?
I have a website that
Yes.
they
So
could
put
check.
it in the private chat, and I'll post it on Facebook so everyone can see,
Okay.
on Facebook and YouTube so everyone can see. And towards the end of the
So
program,
put it in
I'm going to
private
give,
chat for you.
yes, put it in the private chat, and I'll be able to share it far and wide.
Okay.
And so at the end of the program, we're also going to talk about your contact information, so that folks can get in touch with you. But Verilyn, let me come to you. Shannon, I'll come to you in just a minute. But Verilyn, let me come to you. Why did you sign up for the expo? And, tell us all about that smoked meat, because Maslin, I feel like I need to come just for the smoked meats. That sounds good. And all the fruits Shannon is going to bring. Yes, Verilyn, go ahead. You're muted.
Okay. Thank you again. And so we started 2 years ago with Maslin invited us to come. And I think I don't know if she saw us on Facebook or somewhere, or she heard about us. We have been selling the smoked meat and people are loving it. And so we wanted to interact with the customers as well. And we really got an opportunity to meet a lot of our Dominican people. And they show us, that they really enjoyed, that they appreciated the smoked meat, the flavor. They said it reminds them of back home, and that is what we want to bring out. Being here, we used to look for the smoked meat, the smoked turkey wings, and the smoked pork, and it was nothing really close to what we were looking for. And that was the same thing that they were saying, that they are not receiving the same taste of the product that we have in Dominica. And we told them that we are utilizing the wood. We used to call it galta bagum. I don't know if you remember that name. We put it on the galta, like local. But we have our smoker, and we initiated the same idea to put the wood with the coal and smoke. And so that's why you find that original flavor. And the people are asking whatever they ask for, we give them. If they want low salt, no salt, we try to meet their needs in every way, because we want them to receive what they are asking for, meet their needs. So we are doing the smoked meat, we are doing the cakes, the fruit cakes, we are also doing the punches and the black cake and the coconut ginger cake. And we're also coming up with the sauces. We are incorporating the smoked meat into the sauce. So we have the smoked pig snout, we have the smoked pork feet, we also have the cow feet. And so we will have the natural ones that they are used to, but they are going to have the taste of the smoked sauce.
Yeah, because
That's
because
what we are doing.
because the natural question that comes to a Dominican mind is, you're making a broth. I mean, we cook something up, because that's a great way to get people to taste the product. So, Mastin, you guys are making a broth so we can taste the products.
Yes.
Yes, 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 definitely. Because that would be a wonderful way to get it. So how long have you guys been in business?
We started with the hot sauce in 2009, but
Hmm.
in 2016, when we moved upstate, we tried to produce the smoked meat where
Okay,
we were originally. And
right.
as soon as we put fire in that galta, they
Yes.
called the fire service on us.
Is it the Dominicans about to burn down the place?
So the fire marshal came and he turned off that fire. We were just burning our barrel to put our galta. Anyway, we move further in the into the bush. So we are all the way in the mountains now. So
Right,
we are able to do it. We are by ourselves and we are able to produce whatever they want. We do for our people.
right.
Yeah.
Excellent. Shanna,
So
I'm
in
not sure.
2020, when we move up, we were in full stream and we were producing and we were shipping to the United Kingdom, to the everywhere in the United States and in the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Right, right,
And the people from Canada, they want it, but they will not accept it. People all over, they want, they desire, but we can only ship where they are accepting it.
oh, really?
Yes.
So there's certain areas, places you cannot ship it to, and why is that?
France will not accept it.
Oh, wow.
But
Because it's a big
United
contract.
Kingdom, London will accept it.
But why
But
are they not
Canada,
accepting it?
I don't know, it's their customs, their rules
Mhm.
of their customs. So they
Interesting.
won't accept it.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's unfortunate. So I guess folks have to wait until they come over to the US to probably even get a taste of it. Oh, that is so unfortunate because that kind of limits your expansion.
Yes. And in the UK, it takes like 4 days now with
Mhm.
FedEx to
Oh,
get it.
that's not too bad.
Yes.
Shanna, I'm not sure if you're with us, but I wanted you to jump in. I think she might be having a connection issue. But in the meantime, while we're waiting for Shanna, Massin, who else should we expect? What are the businesses are you expecting? Because I also know that as part of this, you're doing a health fair, which I think is so very important, another important element. So it seems like you've thought about just about everything that's important to us as a community. So tell us, what else can we expect? And I also have the promo. I made it into a video. I took the flyer and I made it into a video. So I'll share it for you towards the end of the program. You're muted. And guys, keep the comments coming. I'll take them in just a minute.
I've always said the expo is not just about arts and craft. It's about our Dominican people and everything they can do. Our health and wellness is a major aspect of the expo. When you look at our, you know, our people, we are not immune to hypertension and diabetes. And every day you listen to the news, you hear of so many, Dominicans dying. And we are here. And what it is very important for us to know what is happening to us. It's not just about coming together on a cultural level, but when we come together, you want to be able to learn something, know something about your health. Because every Dominican who comes to the expo, they want, they have the health, and health is wellness. If you're not in good health, you will not be able to come to the expo.
Mhm.
And because of that, I found it fitting to include, the Dominica Diaspora nurses. And why I say Dominican nurses is because it is all about 767. It is about our people. You have to have that 767 chip in your gut for you to participate. So once the nurses came on board, then they gave out flyers, they did pep talks, they did the pressure checks. I can remember it was last year, Dr. Sam Christian
Mhm.
was part of the health team
And
as
you'll be happy to know he's on the Facebook Live. Hi, Dr. Christian. Nice to see you.
Yes, yes. Good evening, Dr. Christian. And he's also a publisher of a book So he was here with his book, and and also a doctor, and that was why it was so easy to bring in uh, to bring in my friend here on the panel. It was so easy to bring her in because we have that section that deals with health and wellness. And it's not just about the pressure checks. We know the mental wellness is absolutely necessary. So she coming in is just adding, it's just adding some icing to the wellness cake. And in terms of the various crafters, I think I want to more or less, I'm looking at diversity, not just in arts and crafts, but in everything else. In terms of the artisanal craft, in terms of what we can do as in bringing the various products, the different products in branding. We have crafters who are doing like sauces, different sauces, green sauces, and we have a seamstress who was supposed to be on with us tonight. She sews. She does her craft. She's actually making some beautiful dresses that some of them I have seen, as well as she bakes, among other things. And it's a lot of different things our crafters are bringing to the table. We have authors as well, people who write books. We have the paint artists themselves too. So, and it's not just in the arts and crafts, but our music is also part of our culture. And if we can come on one platform, be on 1767 platform, and showcase of our music, our food, our arts and crafts, our Kudme spirits.
And
Not
you have
just
cultural dances as well, right? You have cultural
cultural
dances.
dances, the Know Your Culture group. We have the Dominica Houston Association dancers who will be flying in for the expo. And it's bringing our camaraderie together as a people, bringing our cultural attire together. As Fanilia said earlier, she recommended that we come in cultural attire. That year, Fanilia showed up with her whole warp duet,
Wow, that
and
must have been amazing.
she can dance. She
Oh.
can dance the warp duet. She knows how to do her thing on that warp. So this platform is more or less to create, help us create what we have started creating, further do some more creations. And
Yeah.
because of this platform, persons could go on, they could establish, new businesses, they could expand on their business. The first year of the expo, I managed the expo, but I did not really have a table at the expo. Is a friend of mine who asked me to sew a madras skirt, and I made that madras skirt and a headpiece to go. And she was at the expo with her jewelry and everything. So then after the expo, she's asking, Marceline, you mean you can sew so well? And you didn't do a table at the expo, Marceline. Why you didn't do a table? so so I started feeling like, oh, maybe I should have done a table. But it was so much work. It was so much work. So the second year I decided to do a table. But on that second day, it was not my intention to make Creole wear. What I wanted to do was to accessorize the Creole wear. And so I came up with a piece like the female cummerbunds with all the I like fancy stuff, a fancy cummerbund, not just the piece of mattress you just play on your waist, but I like a nice thing that you can put with your dress. You can put your heels and you can walk out looking fashionable, and of course the nice headpiece. And so that was what I wanted to do. But then the crafters started asking me for all sorts of things. Make this for them, make that for them. And I'm still saying, you all are not going to allow me to create my craft, what I wanted to create. I remember Verolyn saying, that's okay, Marceline, we will model for you. We will model for you. So that year, I just sewed for for the expo, and I was not even being able to do to come up with what I had in mind. So
Mhm.
that was how 767 Creations was born,
Mhm.
which is my, my sewing business. It was born out of the expo, and other businesses were born out of the expo. People saw the expo. Some of the crafters, they got new ideas.
Yes.
They just expanded on the idea that they had. Look,
Mhm.
Peter is saying that she came to the expo and she saw it and she
Mhm.
wanted to come back. Here she's here as a wellness coach. And
Mhm.
this is just so good. And she's also bringing her daughter along. So it is
Mhm.
expanding more and more.
Absolutely.
And
And that is what you want. That is what you want, the
yes,
growth and the evolution.
yes,
Yeah.
and it's everything a Dominican can do. As long as once you're a Dominican, once you have that chip in your gut, that 767 chip in your gut,
Mhm.
yes, you can participate because this platform is for us Dominicans. Because another thing, Simone, you go everywhere and you hear about the Jamaican store,
Mhm.
you hear about the Trini store, you hear about the Jamaica, you hear about every other race. But one thing you cannot do is walk in anywhere and say, well, okay, I'm walking into the Dominican store. I remembered when I decided, on the tables I wanted to do to do the Dominican theme, the flag, the theme of our Dominica flag, and every cloth, everything, I had to sew it myself because you cannot walk anywhere and say, okay, I want to do a Dominican theme. Let me go in a store somewhere and just buy that Dominican theme. There's nothing nowhere. You have to sew every bit of it. And the expo is about Dominica. And that is why it is represented by the flag. It's not about color. So any crafter with a product, you can feel free to call to register. Feel free to come to the expo. There's
Mhm.
no color barriers because in this nowadays we have those color
Mhm.
barriers. We
Mhm.
have to remove those color barriers and bring our products, bring our unity together,
Mhm.
bring our ambitions together, because this is the only way we are going to do it as a people here in this strange land.
Right, right.
In
Yes.
this strange
So
land.
I want to make sure we invite our callers. Shanna, I'm coming to you in 1 second. So stay with us. I want to go over to the studio, Lammy, so you can invite our callers. And again, we're looking at beyond the remittances and the barrel economy, how the Dominican diaspora continues to invest in the development of Dominica. And we're looking at the Expo in New Jersey on June 7th, 2025. So make sure that if you're in the New York, New Jersey area, you're prepared to go over to the Dominican Diaspora Arts and Crafts fourth annual expo. And Marcin, again, congratulations on making it to 4 years. I can see the potential of this growing far beyond the
Thank
four
you.
years that you've already achieved. So congratulations. And Lambi's cheering for you over in the studio. So Shanna, stay with us. We're
Thank
just
you.
going to run the phone numbers and then I'm going to come to you. So Lambi, over to you.
Roots Connection in Q. The numbers to contact us are as follow: 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097, 616-4257. Those are all local numbers. The overseas or international number is 305-432-9624. Let me run those one more time: 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097, 616-4257, and 305-432-9624. Back to you, Simon.
Yes, and guys, keep the comments coming. I'm going to take them in a minute. We have a phone call coming in. So Lambi, let's take the call.
Yes, caller, please go ahead.
Okay, good night, Lambi. Good night, everybody.
Good evening to you.
I just came from the bathroom. I'm listening.
The caller chicken out.
Oh, okay. I guess you'll call back. So, Shanna, let's go over to you. You told us a little bit of what we can expect, but tell us some more of what you're bringing to the expo.
All right, guys. So I could show you
Yes.
better. I could tell you.
Yes.
Look at mm, Right?
I want it. Oh, she's
Right?
eating. So for those of you who are listening to the radio, Shana is eating a grafted mango
Mango.
live on
Oh,
Roots Connections on Q. This is the first, guys.
Right. So, guys, it is so tasty. It is so sweet.
I
So
want
I have
it.
two
wow.
right now. Then we're gonna be bringing you guavas. Look at how big the guava is. That one's a white, but we'll be bringing you white and pink guavas. We're gonna be bringing you some coconuts. We'll be cutting some coconuts, and we have a bunch of cane, and we'll be bringing you a whole lot of fun stuff from tropical stuff from Florida. So you can
Yeah.
expect. I know last year we came and we didn't. I kind of underestimated the crowd a little bit because I didn't bring enough fruits, and people came for mangoes and we didn't have enough. Um, you guys, you gotta come early because it sells out quickly. Because of course we have limited.
Yeah.
We're gonna have limited mangoes.
Mhm.
So you definitely have to come early. Come in the morning so you can get your mangoes and whatever fruits you want. That will be brilliant. So I definitely try to curate a lot of things that I know we enjoy in the islands. I'll see if we could bring some pomsiter. I'll see if I could bring some kashima. I'll see if I could bring some soursop. And of
Somebody was
course,
just asking about soursop.
yes, yeah, and also, guys, also we will be bringing some leaves as well because those are good to make tea as well. Because I know some people they order it because it can help with people with cancer. So we'll try to bring some leaves for people as well as plants. So right now on the farm we have tons of soursop plants, guava plants, mango plants, and guys, you can grow them in New York. I know it's cold, but the way people do it is they will put it in their garage or their basement during the winter, and in the summer you take it out. So yeah, so what I tend to do is we'll bring plants. So for example, we'll be bringing some guavas, and they will already have guavas on them. They'll have flowers and guavas on them. So that way you'll be able to definitely get guavas this summer. So you'll keep your guava tree outside, and you'll be able to get guavas this year. So these are
Yeah.
some of the things. Go ahead.
And I want you to tell us, Shanna, I want you to tell us more about your farm because your farm is in Florida. Just give us
Yes.
1 minute. Let's take a call, but I want you to tell us more about your farm. Let's just take a call real quick.
Tell me
Good evening,
something.
caller.
You
Please
wasn't
go
hearing
ahead.
me? Yeah, you wasn't hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you.
You
We
can hear
can
me
hear
now?
her. Yes, we can hear her.
Okay. I wanted to put off the radio, but I said I realized what is taking place here is very good, and I
Mhm.
I'm so impressed with what Dominicans are doing over there.
Yes.
Somebody speak about health and wellness. My first thought was in third John 1:2 said, "I wish above all things that you be in good health, even as your soul prospers." But most time people leave out the spiritual side and the physical go on and the emotional and all things going. But it's important to put the spiritual because it says seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness and everything added unto you. So we must never leave out the spiritual side of it. With that, with the help of God, God will be able to help us. And I'm proud of what we all are doing over there. And Marceline, I know you get I'm thinking one time, but I love you, and I just want that is my way of life spiritually. So God bless you all.
Yes, thank you. God bless you too.
Thank
God
you.
bless you too. So Shanna, back to you because I want us to know more about your farm because one of the things we have to talk about this evening is beyond the expo, right? How do we keep getting the exposure for our businesses in Dominica? And then we also want to talk about we also want to talk about broadening the conversation in terms of not just having folks having their products in New York and in America, but how do we potentially get these products to Dominica? So the Nature Island brand, which I keep talking about, I've been talking about that Nature Island brand for 4 years because I think everything that we are in Dominica, everything that we produce, our art, our wellness, everything is under the brand of who I'm not sure who's crackling up. Let's make sure everybody's mic is muted except Shanna. Martin, mute your mic for me for a second because we're getting a little feedback. Yeah, so the importance of that Nature Island brand and how can we develop that? So when we come from Shanna, I want everyone to chime in on how they see your product, your service. How would that contribute to that Nature Island brand in terms of taking Dominica products to Dominica, to the rest of the Caribbean, and to the rest of the world? So Shanna, tell us about the farm because I'm very intrigued with your farm.
Well, the way I started my farm after visiting Dominica in 2019. I was supposed to spend a week. I spent a month, and I saw it was my best trip. And I try to go home every year, and it was the best trip for me because I just saw it was bustling. Like my sister, she was she had started huckstering, so she started to buy foods from farmers, and they ship to um, her biggest market. I think is Antigua, but she ships to Guadeloupe and other places. And growing up, my mom she still is a farmer, and I used to go to the garden with my uncles to do bananas and stuff like that. And that's what the economy was. It was a farming economy. So coming back in 2019 and seeing that all the farmers were bringing their plantains for sale, they were bringing their yams, they were bringing their dasheen. I mean, we had passion fruit. It was, I was enjoying. I had to extend my trip, so I stayed a month. We had pineapples. They were just bringing everything, bread nut, and all of that stuff. And I said, I want to be able to create something where I will be able to assist in trying to get these products to the U.S. market because I know one thing that we lack here is getting the bread nut. Like everybody wants bread. I know if I have bread nuts, it will sell. Kako. Some people reach out to me. Do you have any kako? Do you have any sea moss? So these are the things that we are trying to get to the U.S. So right now I'm speaking to another crafter who does have a permit, and she can get some of the things to the U.S. But the only issue is they require us to have a whole container of stuff. So one of the things that we're trying to work on now is to try to get volume. So we are kind of reaching out to Dominicans and say, if you have a restaurant or if you need products, definitely reach out to us because we have a means to get some products here. But it doesn't make sense for us to get a whole container of stuff, and they're very perishable. They will not, they will stay on our account if I want, So what we're trying to really do is build up that market so that we could kind of get stuff from Dominica to the US. And eventually that is going to then transpire into us taking stuff from here. Then we could take that same container and send it back to Dominica. So in a way, we'll kind of be open up that trade. I am in Miami, and Miami takes about, I didn't realize that, but if I send a box on Wednesday, by Monday it's in Dominica, I'm like, whoa, and vice versa. So it takes about 3 days. So it really is not that hard. And I mean, we could get, like, literally could get all the sea moss from people who are growing sea moss, and cacao and coconut oil. These are things that we need here. Castor oil, all natural castor oil, and yams from Dominica, dashin, baba ole, like all those stuff that we have not eaten in years. So that's kind of where we are trying to take the farm, to just to be able to kind of get more markets for our farmers locally. So that is the goal. That is the vision for the farm, so that I necessarily don't have to grow everything here. I could get it from farmers in Dominica, and then the farmers in turn could build their houses and pay their bills and send kids to school. So that is, in the long run, that is my vision for the brand.
And one of the things we're very good at here at Roots Connections is partnerships, creating partnerships. So we recently created a partnership between one of the largest farms in Dominica, Mr. Adrian Banis, who's on the Facebook Live today, with Petrocarbon George, who's out there in the USVI for creating markets for Dominica produce to get to St. Croix. So now here we can take another step to get Dominica produce all the way to Miami. And that is where you come in. So what I would like for you to do, Shana, is to post your contact phone number in the private chat, not on Facebook, in the private chat. And I would be happy to put you in touch with the partnerships we have already started, because that is my vision. How do we build that synergy Kathy was talking about and expand into different markets so that we can grow Dominicans and Dominican produce beyond where they're started. But I want to look at that Nature Island brand, and I'm just going to open up the discussion to everyone at this point. So I want to know how what you're doing is contributing to the Nature Island brand that we're trying to develop. So in your mind, if we had to create a strategic plan for this Nature Island brand that I so believe in, how do you see what you're doing contributing to it? And I want to start with you, Verilyn, because I think when I hear about the challenges that you went to as far as moving all the way into Zion, because the fire department was coming for you, and that did not stop your effort, right? So that resilient Dominica spirit that we always talk about, and I don't want to hear resilience on any other platform, any other topic, except for the resilience of the Dominican spirit. So what kept you going, and how do you see what you're doing being part of a strategic plan for the Nature Island brand that I so believe in? So Verilyn, let me come to you, and then Fanelia, and then Kathy, and then we'll circle back around to Shannon and Maslin. So Verilyn, let me try to unmute you because you're muted. Try to unmute.
Yep. Yes. So we saw the need. It was really a need that the people had a longing for the smoke product from Dominica. We have been hearing them saying that they don't like the turkey wings. They don't like the hog hog, the pieces of pork that they are. It's like it's like they use an artificial way of smoking the meat. Mm-hmm. And so when we incorporated the wood into the smoking, they really, this is what they always wanted. And the demand was going higher and higher and higher. So we had to find a place to really get it on a larger scale for them. And then they start asking, you don't have fish, you don't have this, you don't have this. So they keep asking for things. So when they ask for the things, we go as far where we could find the fish, like the maquio. You cannot find maquio anywhere in New York, in the Bronx, in wherever, New Jersey. You have to go deep. You have to go deep to look for it. And sometimes it is off season, and we have to try to receive it on time so we can get it year round to give to the people. So we have the maquio, we have the dowad. These are the fish that we have, and we know our Dominican people are looking forward to the fish. So we try to get all the products that they suggested, we do it for them. Mm-hmm. And that is what we do. Whatever you want, we will make it for you.
Yeah, and the importance of also introducing non-Dominicans to Dominican products, because it sounds like to me you're the first set of people to actually figure out how to do authentic Dominican roast smoked meats in your area. So imagine when other people from other cultures are exposed to that. That is a conversation starter, because you start talking about, this is from Dominica, this is how we do things authentically. And before you know it, you're talking everything Dominican. So that is promotion for the brand that is Dominica. So Fanelia, what are your thoughts on the Nature Island brand and how your product can contribute to that brand?
All right. So what I can do is for example, my deodorant, I use arrowroot in there. So when I go home on vacation, I normally get some arrowroot and use it in my deodorant. And I also make body oils. So I use castor oil in there also. So of course, when I go back home to Dominica, instead of getting the castor oil over here, I could get the castor oil in Dominica, which is richer in it's really thick, and it helps the skin better with the castor oil. So I can contribute to the economy in Dominica by buying products like the arrowroot and the the castor oil and the essential oils, because I use essential oils in my deodorant. So I
Mhm.
could, on vacation, I could get those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
haven't found a way as to how to get it shipped up here, so that I haven't really looked into it. But whenever I go, I could get the products and come
Mhm.
back with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Kathy, same question. You're
If I,
muted.
yes, I am there. If I may answer a question for you that you asked Verlin before, and Verlin, some insight. Why your product isn't accepted in the EU because of international food safety standards.
Mm-hmm.
You want to look at your risk assessment? We will talk when I see you
You
at
see
the
me,
expo.
guys? You see how this works? Do you see how this works? Do you see why Roots Connections is
Yeah,
important? Right?
because
Because now we're sharing the
Collaboration.
yes,
Yes.
expertise. We're sharing
anything
Yes.
the
that has to
expertise.
do with food, even deodorants and stuff like that, once it enters the body and the bloodstream, it's
Yes.
considered food. And you have to be able to assess any potential contamination from your suppliers to the table. That's why they call it food to table. All right.
Mhm.
So I hope I was able to clear that out for
Thank you
you.
so much, Kathy. That is beautiful. And I hope you guys really get an opportunity to speak so she can move
Yes.
forward in what they can potentially do about this.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you for that.
You're most welcome.
Thank you.
And you're
Thank
most
you.
welcome. Most welcome. And with regards to where I'm going with Getaway Holistics, it's creating that safe space for young persons. I really want to be active in the justice reform program and the mental health for young people. I had collaborative strategic alliances with people back home already. And
Mhm.
now that there are more people in the wellness space, I have started reaching out to others so we can do this collaborative um, events or services. Because as I said, that, you know, it's about adding value.
Mhm.
Nobody, I'm not going to take anything away from you. Together we can build a bigger audience. And if we care about people, is building services and giving people, if we were really looking at the well-being index of our people, which is something I really want to go deeply into, because WHO and these organizations talk about the well-being index, but our Caribbean well-being index is different than what they're talking about. Talking about I like the caller spoke about the spiritual aspect, and this is what holistic health is about, and this is what I bring to people. Your holistic well-being. We look at your social, spiritual, emotional, physical, and environmental. So it's all encompassing. Okay, and so it's going further into. Hopefully, I would like to do different events locally where I am at. I'm right now in New York. I'm looking at putting on some events, one coming up in August, and also doing some events in Dominica and start planning it as we go along.
Mhm.
I hope I answered
Absolutely.
that for you,
Yes,
Simone.
yes, definitely. And thank you so much for offering your expertise, because this is really what another pillar of this program to help to partner those who can help each other to grow beyond where they are right now. And Shana, you did brilliantly with talking about, how you're supporting the Nature Island brand. But if there's anything else you want to add.
Well, I definitely want people to come so you could enjoy some natural stuff. And definitely there's going to be tons of food there. The Dominican music is going to be popping. I mean, you guys are, it's always good also to come and see all the familiar faces that we haven't seen since Labor Day. So
Mhm.
definitely, guys, we definitely want you guys to come, and, it'll be such a good event. And I look forward to seeing all of you guys there.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for that. So Martin, I remember when you first started. I feel like I've been on this journey from you from the inception, because I remember when you first started the expo. One of the challenges that you had was getting products out of Dominica. So I know that there were certain things you were trying to bring up to New Jersey for products from Dominica. But let's talk about the Nature Island brand, how you see the expo on a whole contributing to the Nature Island brand. And what is beyond the expo? So we come to the expo, we get a taste of everything, and then what? Do you have a vision for what happens beyond the expo? Mute, you're muted. You're muted, Mason. Let's see if I can unmute her. Can she hear us? Let me see. Unmute. Yeah, there you go.
Sorry about that. Thank you, Simone. Well, when the expo first came into being, I saw the need for a stronger collaboration with other groups and organizations. And I saw that, we need to do that on a broader base in order to unify our efforts here. And the Dominican Diaspora Art and Craft Expo, the logo, it says United We Grow. So if we unite, then we can accomplish so much, that much. We can always accomplish more if we unite. Because one of the things I always maintain, our products are good. Our Dominican products are good. It is organic and potent. And our products and what we use, what we make from our products, what are derived from our products, they can compete on any international market or on a much broader spectrum. So some of the products, some of our crafters have already had placements in major supermarkets here, but on a limited scale. But one of the things that we need is a stronger presence. And because most of the products, the raw material are sourced in Dominica, is sourced from Dominica. Because, a lot of the small business entrepreneurs, I myself, for example, for example, when I have excess work, I subcontract someone else in Dominica because the brand that what I bring to the expo is not very easily you can find a seamstress here who can sew our cultural attire.
Right.
So, sometimes you have to go back to Dominica. All the madras that I use here, that I use to create my stuff, it is bought in Dominica. Where do I buy the mattress in Dominica? From the businesses in Dominica that sell material. So this in itself is already contributing. Most of the raw materials from the crafters are sourced in Dominica. Where do you get the cocoa from? In Dominica. Look, Fanelia just said when she goes back, she buys the toloma.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you get the toloma from? I have never seen toloma on a shelf here. I bought it in Dominica. And a lot of the different leaves, for the tea bags here, most of it are sourced from Dominica because, we have, very potent, our herbs are very potent. Sometimes you can know the herbs from back home in comparison to when you buy, things here, like a tea bag here from the store, from other places. And I'm not saying that because I am Dominican. I'm not saying that because I want to be biased. But this expo in itself, it is more or less to foster an economic bridge between the Dominican suppliers and the US-based Dominican producers.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things we want to do is to maintain that because it is helping the small businesses in Dominica. But as I always said, there must be a more efficient way to bring in the merchandise other than taking, well, today, as of now, we have United Airlines flying, from the airport, which is just 10 minutes from my house, flying straight into Dominica and straight out of Dominica. So the last couple times I was in Dominica, I was being able to actually buy at least $20 worth of dashing,
Mm-hmm.
peel $20 worth of dashing. And for the first time, I did not have to freeze it.
Mm-hmm.
But I just packed them in about 4-5 big Ziploc bags,
Mm-hmm.
and I put my dashing in my suitcase. I had a whole had a whole suitcase of dashing coming up. I had a whole, cooler of fish, fresh fish, frozen fish coming up because it's a straight flight. So with the advent of the new flight, just think of if we had a cargo plane coming from Dominica, straight out of Dominica, the amount of things that we could bring in here that could be sold on the market here. So hopefully, in the near future, this is something that can be done, that we can, one day, get things out of Dominica in a more effective way than having to worry about having to, think of a big container when you do not have a market for a big container. But we have to find a way, some way it has to be. It has to be. And hopefully we can collaborate maybe with the, persons from Dexia, or maybe, maybe they will see that what we are doing is of, significance, and maybe they have some ideas. Maybe they want to come on board and share their ideas and see how we can collaborate, because we are here. We are here.
And you're growing.
And we are growing. This is what we are doing. We are here as ambitious people. We are here as crafters. We are here as creative people. And we continue to be here. The Expo did not, it's not by accident that we are here for on the fourth Expo. And the Expo I almost did not do this Expo because, I lost my dad.
Oh,
And yes, thank you. And then, like, it wasn't sufficient, I lost the chef for the Expo.
Oh yes,
This man, he brought something to the Expo through his food, and it was amazing because he had this signature callaloo that everybody talked about. So yes, we are going to still maintain, the food, because the food is a very important aspect of the Expo. So this year we have a few, cooks and, chefs coming together to create, the 767 kitchen. So the food is still going to be good because Roosevelt has left a legacy. He has left that taste in our mouth that we have to continue. We have to continue, providing that good food. And, we are going to be, do like a small tribute for him at the Expo.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yes, because he was just, that guy that his presence is always going. His presence was felt when he was here, and his absence is going to be felt the same way it was felt.
Right. So thank you for that, Martin. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to run the promo for the event so everyone can get a sense of what the event is truly going to be like. And then in the meantime, while I'm doing so, I would love for everyone on the panel to post your contact information. If you have a website, any information you would like to share for the public to get in touch with you, I would like for you to post it in the private chat so I can share it on Facebook and YouTube, and I can also speak it out so the listening audience can hear. So let us do the promo, and in the meantime, just go ahead and post that information in the private chats. And then guys on Facebook, YouTube, I'm going to come and take your comments. So listen to this.
A massive Dominican Diaspora Arts and Craft 4th Annual Expo, exploding into robust mushroom clouds of highly creative artists, highly gifted crafts, and highly insightful authors, each with an elevated sense of international excellence and national pride. Discoveries, recoveries, and innovation. 767 Stuyvesant Avenue, Irvington, New Jersey. Saturday, June 7th. A giant melting pot of culture, music, arts, generous, delicious foods, literature, and heritage. A celebration of amplified legendary entertainment entertainment, stimulating, informative, and enlightening. Don't miss this super star-studded lineup. Intriguing Jolly, ecstatic impulse band, Houston Association dancers, symphonic accordion champion Mikhail, talented saxman Wilworth Robin, 767 Jinping, 767 Cuisine, the indomitable DJ Polo, and Know Your Culture. All in one day, one place, 1 week, one big event in one big West Indian authentic arena. Saturday, June 7th. Don't miss the 4th annual Dominica Diaspora Arts and Craft Expo. Gold sponsors M&J Development Services, 973-851-6638 for all your construction solutions. Olive Trees Synergies LLC Getaway Holistics, 917-283-7892 for wellness and well-being transformation, business risk and process development consultation. Winans Smoke Meat, 845-232-6202 or 380-2798, and Marcelin Edwards, 862-248-9758 for more clarity and information.
Yeah, so I think that pretty much got everyone very excited. And Maslin, I've always been so curious. Your address is literally 767. I mean, was that by coincidence, or did you intentionally buy a house with the address 767, which, as we all know, that is the area code for the phone numbers in Dominica, 767. So it's almost like this was calling to you.
It's like most high design, the most high.
Yeah.
The caller who spoke earlier, she spoke about the spiritual aspect as well. And one of the things that I would like to mention is that, in the opening ceremony, we do have, our pastor who comes in and blesses, the tables, and, he does the opening prayer and what have you. So our expo is well prayed up because we are spiritual people. We came from a Christian community. And of course, yes, we always bring in, the pastor so that he can pray and do what, he has to do.
Yes, but excellent.
Course, yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
But it's our culture, it's our music, it's our everything. It's a culminative melting pot, and it's also an extravaganza of color. So on that day, we get to do what we have to do, and it's not about CWO, but it is about bringing our people, our music, our cultural dances, and everything that comes with the entertainment aspect is also part of the expo because it comes from the creativity of Dominicans. It is more or less what Dominicans have created out here. And this is what we are showcasing. Our culture, our pride, our camaraderie, and our arts and crafts, and our professionalism, everything culminated.
Yeah, so guys, the time, as always, is never on our side. The time goes by very quickly on this program. So what I want us to talk about, because again, we're looking at beyond the remittances, beyond the barrel economy, where we are actually creating sustainable development for Dominica, for our people in Dominica, as well as Dominicans outside of Dominica. So one of the things I'm always thinking of is this investment that we're making in Dominica, because I actually do not like the term giving back because it sounds so shallow. But I think what each one of us are doing in our own role, in our own capacity, is actually investing our skills and talents back into Dominica. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time posting your contact information to Facebook and YouTube, and then I will speak it out to those of us listening on the radio. But as we're winding down, what I want you to think is, how do we take all of this to the next generation? Right? Because we know that as passionate as we are about Dominica, if we are not introducing this, if we are not creating the passion within the next generation, our culture is going to die, right? In the same way we've seen that when languages are not passed on to the young people, Typical example, Trinidad, where they spoke Creole at one point, and now Creole is essentially dead, except for, I think, just about one area in Trinidad. So what are your thoughts on how can we take what we're doing here, that passion that we have for Dominica and what each one of you are doing, and pass that to the next generation so that our culture, our identity, who we are as Dominicans can get passed along. So Kathy, let me get started with you, and then we will go around the room. And I'm going to post your information.
Thank you, Simone. We know how difficult it is for services to get beyond. It's easier for people to feel tangible things where all your cognitive senses are involved. You can hear, feel, smell a product. But when you're selling a service, it's hard for people to grasp what exactly it is that you're doing. So I am happy that I'm able to explain and be able to help Verlene to understand that the food safety, everything that you do in your kitchen and how you're handling your meat and everything, all that is concerned for people. We hear about recalls, and that's why there are recalls when there's salmonella in your food and everything else. It comes to the same thing of wellness services. First of all, is breaking down that barrier, and young people are open to coaching and open to talking. They're more an open generation. We have to let down, as the older people, to let down our barriers and be more attentive and listen and speak less. I've learned that from my children, who they always tell me, Mommy, you have to pay me for always having to talk about us. But they always tell me, listen, Mommy, listen. And that has helped me a lot in being able to develop that relationship with them. So to bring our young people on board is developing a relationship. How do we develop relationship? Is by listening. How do we listen? Is by being introspective within our own selves. How do we become introspective? Go to a coach and speak out and share and allow ourselves to be vulnerable to getting where we want to be. Because sometimes just staying stuck, it's not benefiting you, it's not benefiting others. So feel free to call 917-283-7892. You can send me a WhatsApp or stuff as well. You could go on coachk.getawayholistics@gmail.com. And for the business aspect is olivetreesynergies.llc@gmail.com. My website is under renovation right now, so I've taken it down and redoing it. So I hope I was able to share the importance of a holistic health and vulnerability in moving from step A to step B in having a fulfilled life.
Yes, thank you, Kathy. And let me run your contact information again for anyone who would like to get in touch with you. So I'm just going to give one email address because people get confused if you provide too much information. So guys, listen up. Kathy's email address is coachk.getawayholistics@gmail.com, or her phone number 917-283-7892. Again, 917-283-7892. And if you're on Facebook and YouTube, I'm posting it right now. So let's go over to you, Fanilia. So your thoughts on passing all of this passion on to the next generation, and then I will call out your contact information.
Okay,
Fanilia?
piggybacking on what Kathy said in terms of holistic, what we put in our body is also, important as what we put on our body, and that's where my products come in. For example, my deodorant has no harsh chemicals. It's all natural products and ingredients in there, and it's safe for children. It's very gentle, but it's effective, and you don't need any harsh chemicals for something to be effective. I have my body oils also taking care of your inner body, your holistic health, and what have you. You want to combat dry skin, so you could do that with the body oils and the lotions. And I have body scrub, to scrub out your dry skin and get that natural glow. You want to glow on the inside and also on the outside. in terms of the expo and culture, what we're doing up here is very important because we have, we migrated up here and we have children who are being born up here and we have to immerse them into our culture because if we don't do that, they're going to lose some sense of, where they belong. Yes, they're up here, but it's important to have them, give them some aspect of, what our culture is and hopefully when they go back to the back home to visit and what have you, they'll have a good idea as to what our culture is because they're already immersed in the culture up here. So it won't be like a cultural shock to them when they go back to the back home to Dominica. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody coming to the expo. Um, I will be there, and there are many other people selling products and and at the expo, Dominican people. Let's come together and support our people. Like Mastin always say, united we grow. We see other people, other cultures coming together, and it's time for we, our Dominican people, to come together and unite for the betterment of each other.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me pause this real quick, and then I'm going to come over you to Verilyn. Let's see. Hold on. Give me 1 second. All right. So for Fanelia, it is. Hold on. I'm doing way too many things at one time. So Fanelia, the website is triple.
Niliasflair.com.
Yeah, I'm calling it out because I'm going to put the phone number as well. So niliasflair.com, NILLAS
Nillias.
Say that again.
Nillias.
Yes.
Flair.
FLAIR.com. Phone number 908-758-0679. So again, phone number 908-758-0679. And I'm assuming everybody's on WhatsApp. Yes, everybody's on WhatsApp. Okay, excellent. Yes. So Verilyn, let me come over to you. How do we pass this on to the next generation? And I'm posting your contact information right now, and then we're going to go over to Shanna. Oh, you're muted. Unmute.
Sorry. So as we are emphasizing on the holistic aspect of everything, products, our food that we prepare, we want to make sure, because when we came to this country, a lot of us have not, when we were in our island, we could eat a hand basin of mango with no fear. But since we came here, it's diabetes, it's high blood pressure, and we go back and say it has to be the food. So what we do, even, we used to do the smoked meat, and what we know with smoked meat is that you have to salt it a lot. But we don't salt it a lot. We marinate it. We give it the flavor that it needs. And then we try to dry it up to preserve it as much as possible. Even the hot sauce that we prepare, we grow our own peppers. We have the hottest peppers, the habanero, the scorpion, the ghost. We grow all these peppers organically. And so when we produce these hot sauces, they are preserved with just mere the spices, and just vinegar is the strongest preservative in there. The cakes is the wine and the rum. The coconut cake, no preservative, just the natural ingredients you can find. The meat, you can eat it straight from the smoker. We have a guy coming for his smoke box and he wants it straight. He just eats it like that. Wow. So there is no excess salt in the smoked meat. It's just flavorful. And Maslin can attest to that. So this is what we want. We want them to enjoy. We want even the young people to understand that the smoked meat is not like old people food. It's something that they can enjoy right there, right there. And everything that we have is prepared with love. And yeah, that's what it is.
Yes, thank you very much, Verlin. And it is Wayland's Meats, Waylands, Wayland's Meats, and you can Google it and you will be able to see it. And the phone number for
Smoke meat.
Wayland's
Smoke
Meats,
meat. Sorry.
Wayland's, yeah, I think you forgot to put the smoke. So it's
Yes.
Wayland's Smoke Meats.
And
And
produce.
sure, I have your correct phone number because I have a lot of phone numbers coming in, guys. So 845-232-6202. I'm only giving them one phone number because people get confused when you give them too much information. So again, Wayland's Smoke Meats, and it is 845-232-6202. Shana, over to you, and then I'll call out your information as well.
So for me, I just want to take away the stigma that farming is not the best thing that a young person can get into. I remember growing up and farming was, we always looked down on farmers, but that's not the case anymore. So I definitely want to impart the knowledge to the youth that you can get into farming. And I know in the US, there's a lot of farmers that are millionaires.
Yep.
I mean, we don't run it like that in Dominica, but we should see it more as a business in Dominica. And I do want to create to help create a market to be able to show the young people that you could get into farming. There's a market for your product, and you could enjoy a lifestyle, a good lifestyle, just by being a farmer. So I think that's where I would want to make my contribution to the whole economy, to the whole culture, and to really show young people that you can be a farmer and you could be very successful. You could even be a millionaire by being a farmer. So,
absolutely. Yes. And before I come to you, Martin, for the last word, let me just take a few comments because we've had some very dedicated folks on the Facebook Live. Darius Linquent, when and where's the event? Darius, don't forget, click the replay. All the information is there. But again, it's going to be June 7th, which is this Saturday? Next Saturday. Next Saturday in Stuyvesant, New Jersey. And I'm going to get Marcin's phone number in just a minute. But if anyone has questions and they would like to call her, I will say good evening to Claudette Seraphine. Thank you for being here. Simeon, George, Theodore, Anthony, Shaika Lucky. Wow, I haven't seen you in a while, Shaika. Nice to see you. She says, so very proud of everyone on this panel. Shout out to Kathy Robinson. Petter, awesome. So very proud of you. Be very my dearest friend. Ronald Keynes, congratulations to your wife. Anelia, my cousin, is doing awesome work. Cal Coffee James, always great to see you. Let's see who else I haven't called out. Hetty Lawrence, I want to come for the mangoes. But what? My daughter do not want to drive. Oh, that's unfortunate. Take an Uber. Dr. Christian says, great positive discussion. Cecilia Joseph Cook, smoke meat is awesome. Verily, my neighbor, love it. Let's see who else we have here that we haven't called out. Island Vibes Production, thank you for being here. I want to get everybody because I truly appreciate you coming on. Sacred Empress, let's see. Peace and blessings, everyone. I've been listening to the show live via radio. And simply amazing gig. You sisters are phenomenal, and how you represent Dominica, outstanding. So thank you for that, Sacred Empress. Let's see who else we have. Margot, nice to see you. Brown Rose, beautifully said, positive vibes. And let's just catch a few more before I go to Marceline for her final words. Kimi says, teamwork makes the dream work. If we come together and work side by side, we Dominicans are unstoppable. Absolutely. So I completely agree with you on that point. And then Shaika says, awesome program. Garth, George, Theodora, Anthony, can you all, by any chance, ship meat to Alberta, Canada? Please inbox me if necessary. Thank you. So Garth, I hope you got her phone number, so you can reach out on that particular question. Rosa Ravier Seaman, she claps for everyone. Kudos, Kathy Robinson. Petter, And let's see, I don't want to miss anybody. Yes, so guys, I truly appreciate you being on the Facebook Live, for you listening on the radio to another episode of Roots Connections on Q. Marcelin, your final words as we wind down. Why should people come to the expo? And I need some contact information for you. So give me the contact information first, and then tell us why we should come to the expo. So how can folks get in touch with you, Marcelin? You're muted.
Okay, my contact information is 862
862
248
248
9758.
9758. So again, for those listening, Marcelin Edwards is 862 248 9758. One more time, 862 248 9758. And I repeated that a few times, Marcelin, because you are the organizer. And Rosa says that's what you can take the girl out of Dominica, but not Dominica out of her. Yes, phenomenal women. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for your comments and your feedback. Marcelin, final words as we wind down.
Yeah, well, the expo is well on its way, and it's a day of fun and culture. It is a day of our music and our food and our arts and crafts. It is a day when we come out, to meet other Dominicans. You will be serenaded by DJ Polo. You have the Know Your Culture group. You have Jolly performing. You have the you have the Impulse Band out of Florida. You know, they're Dominicans living in Florida, but they are coming to play for the expo. And you have Wilworth Robin. He will be there on his saxophone. We call him the Sax Man, as he promotes the St. Andrews High School reunion. So all past students and past teachers and everyone who, connected to the St. Andrews High School, you can come out on that day. They will be having a table there. They'll be selling, some memory. It's a long word.
Memorabilia.
Yes, memorabilia. So they'll be selling those on that day. So I'm asking everybody to turn up. The address is 767 Stuyvesant Avenue in Irvington, New Jersey. It's going to be good. It's where you meet with your Dominicans, your own people. You can understand the twang. You can understand the Creole wear. You can understand the callaloo, the smoked meat and the callaloo. You can understand the smoked meat broth as well. And of course, the breakfast will be served early. You can come on out early in the morning. There will be an early breakfast, and the food will be good. The music will be good. The arts and crafts is top shape, tip top shape. You have all of the persons coming to that expo who have sat all year and perfected their creativity. So it's a time when we come down. Just come and see what we have to offer. Come and support your own local brand. It's the day of our how you call it, the market day with a difference. Of course, the fresh fruits are there. The fresh cane juice will be there, and everything good will be there on that day. I think I had word that DBS will be there in person. Nigel will be there in person to cover the expo this time, and other persons crisscrossing from near and far. It's gonna be it has grown in numbers.
Mm-hmm.
It has grown in leaps and bounds, and I know the weather is going to be great. And every year I prepare for a better expo when I can accommodate the crafters better, when I can accommodate the patrons who come better. So it's us doing it together. And it's on 1767 platform. That is the platform that was created for us to brand ourselves and brand our products. And this is how it is going to continue, because the young people who come out, we have young crafters. We have a crafter who, when she started, she was 14 years old. 14 years old. And we are bringing in young people, whether it's to just sell water, whether it's just sell the juice, whether it's, we are bringing them in. We have the New York Culture group performing. It's a group of young children perform. So the art, the culture is not going to die on this end, because we have various groups who are just doing things here in this side of North America. We are doing things to keep our culture alive. And that's the reason you have the civic groups. And of course, the onus, it's on we, the parents, to nurture our children, to let them be mindful of where they came from, because they have, our culture is our history. Where they came from, that is the history. A people who forget the culture has no history. And that is what we are trying to promote on this side. And it's through the culture of what we learned from our parents. We learned all this after. I learned to sew from my mom. Our parents, they did stuff, all those things, that they made jams, they made all sorts of things. We saw our parents do those things. So what we have done, we have patterned, most of us have patterned on our parents, our grandmothers, our everybody. We have just patterned on that, and we have got it going. We have a good thing going, and we just want to unify with everybody. Everybody come, because this is just major, and it is one of the major accomplishments that we would want to see. One of the major accomplishments for the expo is to see our products into the supermarket shelves here. I would like to see my Creole wear or my creative wear and the regal tete casse that I make and other craft works. Like, there are people who make the whole knitwear, the whole swimsuit out of just knits, crochet. There are people who make jewelry and all of the things. I would like to see those things mastered so well that they can be sold, at Fendi's or at Macy's or some other quaint boutiques somewhere here in the USA. I would like to see the books from our authors sold in the bookstores in Dominica. The books from our authors are great. I would like to see that on the bookshelves in Dominica, because they are sold on Amazon. Why is it that they can be in our bookstores in Dominica? And I would like to see a better collaboration, with the various groups and by extension the small businesses in Dominica, because we all can profit, we all can prosper, we all can grow together if we unite. And that is how we can grow as a people. That is the best branding as a people here in North America, is if we unite and stay together, we can achieve a lot more than if we do it separately or divided.
Absolutely, absolutely, Martin. And your expo is a great example of
Yes.
how that can be done. And Sia Delaney on Facebook says, Shanna, you're making this person very jealous. He said, I think it's a he. What a juicy mango, glamorous acres. You like teasing people. So, ladies, thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this conversation. Thank you for being a part of the expo. So, again, you've been listening to Roots Connections on Q. I've been your host, Dr. Simone Matthew, and we looked at the Dominican Diaspora Arts and Crafts 14th annual. Fourth, you see, I'm wishing you well. I'm on 14. So, the Dominican Diaspora Arts and Crafts 4th annual expo, Beyond Remittances and the Barrel Economy, how the Dominican Diaspora continues to invest in the development of Dominica. And we were joined by the founder and organizer, Mrs. Marston Edwards. We also had Ms. Verolina Whalen, Fanelia Keynes, Shanna Joseph, and Miss Kathy Robinson. So we're very happy that you tuned in via the radio, via Facebook and YouTube Live. Don't forget to follow Q95 and Push Past 10 on both Facebook and YouTube. And we are so happy to be continuing on this journey. As I mentioned in the beginning, we celebrated our 4th anniversary. So we're very happy to be on this journey where we continue to harness the power of technology, international radio, social media to leverage the expertise of our Dominicans, brothers and sisters at home and the diaspora for the benefit of us all. And I'm sure everyone can clearly see how we do just that this evening. So guys, don't forget, if you missed any portion of the program, you can always go back and catch the replay. So you can simply go to Facebook or YouTube and type in Q95 FM radio, or if you're on Facebook, you can type in push past 10 PUSHPAST 10 on Facebook. And I am also looking forward to hearing from you. If you are in any way doing anything in the interest of moving Dominica or brothers and sisters forward, I would love to hear from you. And I want to thank everyone who continues to reach out. My email address is pushpast10@gmail.com. So that is PUSHPAST10@gmail.com. And as always, when we're listening to these programs, I truly hope that in the back of your mind, you're thinking, what role can I play in everything that is being featured on Roots Connections? What role can I play in my own little community, in my own way to help to advance Dominica and to help to advance our people? So again, I want to thank you for being here. Thank you to our lovely guest. Martin, next time, make sure you have a man, please. I only realized that it was only women when everybody started coming in. So thank you very much, ladies, for being here. Lambi, thank you for staying with us, showing Mr. G the Q95 family. So with that, we say a pleasant good evening to you. We'll be back in your company June 11th with another productive and engaging program. So with that, guys, feel free to unmute your mics and say farewell. Thank you.
Good night. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you,
Okay.
Lambi.
Have a good night.
Console. Thank you, Simone, for the
Thank
invite.
you, Simone. Thank you, Masplane. Thank you, everybody.
Everyone who have
Yeah.
been listening.
Yes.
You're welcome. Have a good night, guys. Take care.
Good night to you all.
Familia. Thank
Good night.
you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Roots Connections on Q. 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. every other Wednesday on Q95, the big station. Dominicans journeyed beyond our shores for decades in search of economic opportunities and educational advancement. Many are ready to give back to their cherished nature.